651, Big 550 KTRS. Karen Travers is ABC News White House correspondent, joins us with breaking news overnight. Michael Flynn, National Security Advisor, resigned after being on the job less than a month. Good morning, Karen Travers.
A very short tenure for Michael Flynn as the National Security Advisor. And it seemed that he really had no choice but to resign once it became clear that he did not have the confidence of the president. This despite yesterday senior officials, even at 4 o'clock, saying he did have confidence in Michael Flynn, but that definitely changed. What happened then yesterday was that reporting came out that the Justice Department had informed the White House a couple weeks ago that they knew through routine surveillance of the Russian ambassador that Michael Flynn had misled Vice President Pence and was not speaking accurately when he was talking about that phone call or phone calls with the Russian ambassador. Remember, he said he did not talk about sanctions. That turned out to not be true.
Why did it take the White House weeks to react? Because when asked, did you guys know about this? The White House said, we've known for weeks, which is interesting that they knew that their national security advisor might have been compromised weeks ago and hadn't done anything about it.
That's the big question. And that is certainly going to be something that the White House press secretary is going to get hammered on today. Of when did the president know? When the Justice Department passed this along to the White House, it was at the direct order of Acting Attorney General Sally Yates, who, of course, we have talked about before because she was the woman who was fired by the Trump administration over the executive order. That was 2.5 weeks ago. So that means at least 2.5 weeks ago, this message came from the Justice Department to the White House. And if President Trump was informed right away, that means Michael Flynn stayed on this job for 2 weeks after being told that he could potentially be compromised because of what they knew he said to the Russian ambassador versus what he was saying publicly.
Do we have any idea if Trump went to Michael Flynn or Michael Flynn finally realized that he had to leave to do the president a favor?
Unclear. We do know that it was a letter of resignation that we have, so that was conveyed along to the White House. But also worth noting that just over the last couple of days, since all of this has been swirling, the president hasn't tweeted anything about Mike Flynn, not a vote of confidence, not anything. And that was notable because this president likes to comment on a wide range of issues. So the fact that over the weekend on Friday he was asked on Air Force One about the reports and he said he hadn't heard about them, it just struck people as a little strange.
What's also shocking is that Michael Flynn knows all these communications are recorded and taped and sort of monitored. So why would he say one thing and then turn around and lie to the vice president-elect? Did he do it on his own or was there something else going on?
It's another question of, was Mike Flynn freelancing when he had this conversation with the Russian ambassador? Did he give assurances about what the Trump administration would do when it came to those sanctions? Or was he told to do this? Recall that Russia responded to the Obama administration sanctions by doing nothing, by saying we're just going to sit tight for a bit. Was that because they knew of what was coming and what to expect? We'll see today when we ask the press secretary all of these questions and more. It's going to be quite a grilling, I think.
Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. What are Republicans saying this morning, if anything?
Republicans so far have been holding reaction. We had Democrats yesterday just lighting up over the fact that they thought Mike Flynn should step down, that he should be investigated even. And I think that's what will be interesting to see today, whether any Republicans say that this needs to be further explored to find out exactly what was said and what he might have told the Russians about these sanctions.
And over the weekend, wasn't it President Trump who told reporters that he hadn't been briefed on this Michael Flynn stuff or wasn't paying that much attention or didn't know about it?
It was on Friday on the way down to Florida on Air Force One. He was asked specifically about a Washington Post report. This is where it all first had come out about 9 different, I think, officials, former and current officials, said that Mike Flynn said one thing on this phone call, but was telling everybody another thing. And the president was asked about that, and he says, I don't know about it. I haven't seen it. And he asked what report it was. When it was explained to him, he said simply, I haven't seen that, but I'll look at it.
Karen Travers, busy day for you. Thanks for spending a couple minutes with us. Have a good day.
Thank you.
6:57, a Big 550.